In the beginning of the story, we meet a girl named Iris who is shopping at a supermarket. There, she meets a boy named Josh, and it seems like they fall in love at first sight. During this moment, Iris gives a monologue where she says there are only two beautiful moments in her life. One was when she met Josh for the first time, and the second was when she killed him. The scene cuts here. A few months later, Iris and Josh visit their friend Kat's cabin, which is located deep in the forest. It becomes clear that Iris has trouble hanging out with Josh's friends, especially Kat, as she feels Kat doesn't like her. Josh convinces her to come inside, and at the cabin we meet Kat, her boyfriend Serge, and a couple named Eli and Patrick. From Kat's behavior, it's clear she doesn't like Iris much, while Serge's gesture suggests he has bad intentions toward her. By the way, the cabin actually belongs to Serge. Later, Iris goes to her room to unpack, and we, the viewers, see that she has a pen drive in her suitcase. At lunchtime, all the friends gather to chat. Patrick shares how he met Eli at a costume party and how they fell in love. Iris also expresses her deep love for Josh and seems genuinely happy about it. That night, Iris learns from Kat that Serge is actually married and Kat is just being used. During their conversation, Iris asks Kat why she doesn't like her. Kat replies that she's afraid Iris is too perfect and might replace her one day. Iris is surprised by this and assures her that will never happen, though deep down she wishes to be as confident as Kat. Later, the group starts dancing. Josh dances with Kat, which makes Iris jealous, so she joins in and starts dancing with Josh. That night, Iris and Josh also become intimate, though Josh's attitude suggests he is only using her. The next day, Josh tells Iris to go alone to the nearby lake while he gets ready. Iris agrees, and once she leaves the room, we see Josh plug the same pen drive into his phone and start doing something. At the lake, Iris suddenly finds a knife in her pocket. Then Serge arrives. Sensing danger from Serge, Iris tries to leave, but he convinces her to sit with him and even offers to apply sunscreen on her back. Iris doesn't want to, but to avoid being rude, she agrees. Serge then starts misbehaving with her. In self-defense, Iris hits him with a glass bottle. In desperation, Iris pulls out the same knife and stabs him, killing him. Meanwhile, back at the cabin, the rest of the group is talking when Iris walks in, covered in blood. Everyone panics, and Iris, equally panicked, tries to explain that she acted in self-defense. Suddenly, Josh says the word sleep, and Iris shuts down like a robot. Her eyes turn white. This is the first big twist. Iris is not a human, but a highly advanced robot designed to ease loneliness. She is a corporate product programmed to obey her user, which in this case is Josh. These robots are designed to believe they are human and cannot lie to their user. Josh reveals that the story about meeting in the supermarket was actually part of her programming. In reality, she was delivered by a company called Empathil, and Josh had bought her, fully aware of the terms and conditions. Robots like Iris are programmed to form emotional attachments to their user, but they cannot fall in love with any other human or animal. The mystery, though, is why Iris acted out of character and killed someone. During this conversation, Josh ties Iris to a chair, and Kat suggests shutting her down. Later, it's revealed that bringing Iris to the cabin and arranging Serge's death was Kat and Josh's plan all along. Kat wanted revenge on Serge because he was abusive. Josh disabled Iris's safety settings and planted the knife in her pocket so she could act in self-defense. Everything had been carefully planned. After all this, Iris manages to free herself, punches Josh, and runs from the cabin, taking his smartphone with her, meaning she now has control over herself. Josh then includes in the plan. At first, Eli panics, but Josh convinces him that Serge was a bad person and his death was justified. The real reason for the plan was the $12 million hidden in Serge's cabin. Kat had her eye on this money, and Josh and Kat orchestrated the entire thing to get it. Later, the group finds Serge's safe. Eli insists the money should be divided equally, but Josh refuses. Suddenly, Eli commands Patrick to sleep, and we learn Patrick is also a robot. Eli and Patrick then go into the forest with guns to search for Iris. Meanwhile, Iris hides in the forest and hacks her own settings, increasing her intelligence level from 40% to 100%. Now smarter than ever, she carefully thinks of her next move. She first considers asking a passerby for help, but realizes no one would trust a blood-covered stranger. She then thinks about returning to the cabin, but knows it's too dangerous. Finally, she decides to reach Josh's car, start it, and escape to town. While sneaking back, the group splits up to search for her. At one point, Eli and Patrick spot Iris hiding behind a tree. Eli and Patrick, who are revealed to have romantic feelings for each other, share a kiss, but then realize Iris is nearby. Eli opens fire on her. Now, somehow, Eli manages to catch Iris, and a struggle breaks out between the two. During the fight, a gun goes off and the bullet hits Eli. As expected, the injury is fatal. By the time Kat and Joss arrive at the scene, Eli is already down, and seeing them, Iris starts running back toward the cabin. She rushes to Josh's car and quickly locks herself inside, just as Joss chases after her. Iris had planned to start the car using a voice command, but it doesn't work. The car was programmed to only respond to Joss's voice. Meanwhile, Joss picks up a stone and starts smashing the car's window in an attempt to break in. The situation becomes extremely tense, but Iris uses her quick thinking. She mimics Joss's voice perfectly, which tricks the car into starting. As the car speeds away, Joss injures his hands and legs in the process of trying to stop her. A short distance away, the car stalls. Joss then calls Iris from the cabin, attempting to manipulate her emotionally, begging her to come back to him. But Iris, now fully aware of the truth and thinking clearly, resists his manipulation. Instead, she ends their relationship for good over the call. Frustrated and defeated, Joss returns to the cabin, where he resets Patrick and makes him his loyal companion once again. He also increases Patrick's aggression level to 100%, signaling that Patrick was now extremely dangerous. On the other hand, Iris struggles to free herself from the car when a sheriff spots her. Desperate not to lie, because she physically can't, being a robot, she switches her language to German so the sheriff wouldn't understand the truth she was about to reveal. But the sheriff notices the blood-stained knife in the car and becomes suspicious. He handcuffs Iris, suspecting her of being involved in a crime. Suddenly, Patrick shows up, attacks the sheriff, and kills him. Iris, seizing the opportunity, tries to run away, but Patrick tampers with her controls and drags her back to the cabin. Back at the cabin, Kat and Joss see Patrick returning with Iris and realize that the situation is spiraling further out of control. Now not just one, but 3 people were dead. Overwhelmed, Kat packs half of Sarge's money into a suitcase and prepares to leave. Before going, she confesses the truth to Joss. Sarge wasn't as evil as she had made him out to be. He was just a normal man, but Kat had manipulated Joss into killing him because of her own selfish reasons. Joss, devastated by the betrayal, begs Kat to stay, but she coldly reminds him that she is not his robot. He can't control her. Enraged by this, Joss commands Patrick to stop her. Given Patrick's aggression was maxed out, he attacks Kat so brutally that she dies too. Now, only Joss remained, the last human in the house. Later, Joss dresses Iris in new clothes, sits her at the dinner table, and talks to her, blaming her for everything that happened at the cabin. But Iris calmly gives him a reality check, pointing out that all the deaths were the result of his own greed and loneliness. Offended and humiliated that a robot was smarter than him and even judging him, Joss lowers Iris's intelligence to 0, essentially turning her into an empty shell. After that, Joss burns her hand and commands her to destroy herself. With no intelligence left to resist, Iris obeys and ends her life by hitting her head. Later, Joss calls the developers of the Iris robot to the cabin. He stages the scene and frames Iris for all the murders, including Kat, Sarge, and Eli, and even dresses Patrick up to look like an innocent bystander. Although the developers are initially suspicious, especially because Patrick's face looks familiar, Joss manages to lie and convince them. Before leaving, the developers mentioned that all of Iris's data was recorded in a storage chip located in her stomach, something Joss didn't know. They planned to retrieve the data at the lab and review everything. This meant that unlike humans, even in death, Iris's memories could expose the whole truth. The developers load Iris's body into their truck and leave the cabin. But just as they're about to depart, Patrick blocks their path. One of the developers suddenly remembers Patrick is also a robot from their own company. But it's too late. Patrick kills one of the developers on the spot. Meanwhile, Iris, who wasn't fully dead, reboots inside the truck, breaks free, and runs away. Patrick, still on a rampage, chases the other developer, Teddy. Teddy stumbles across the dead bodies in the forest. Before he can escape, Patrick catches him. But just then, Iris shows up and attacks Patrick with a taser. Unfortunately, robots can't kill each other so easily, and the taser doesn't disable Patrick. But Iris appeals to his feelings, reminding him about Eli and how much Eli truly loved him. Hearing this, Patrick accesses his old data, remembers his emotions, and becomes overwhelmed by grief upon seeing Eli's body in the truck. In the end, Patrick, unable to bear the heartbreak, uses the taser on himself and ends his own life. Iris then asks Teddy for help. Meanwhile, Joss, having packed up the stolen money, tries to escape, only to cross paths with Iris once again. She reveals that Teddy helped her upgrade her programming, making her fully self-reliant, meaning no one, not even Joss, can control her anymore. Iris holds Joss at gunpoint, but Joss uses his old manipulative tricks, emotionally disarming her and managing to grab the gun away. He physically assaults her again, unable to accept that she no longer belongs to him. At one point, Joss forces Iris to say, "You are my everything." Iris complies, but as soon as he lets his guard down, she picks up a corkscrew and stabs him directly in the head. The final shot shows Joss's eye turning white, signaling his death, and Iris finally breaking free from the cycle of control and manipulation. Now, don't get confused by the whiteness in Joss's eye. He was still human. The next morning, Iris delivers the same monologue we heard at the beginning of the film. This time, though, she fully accepts the fact that she's a robot. She even removes the skin from her burnt hand to prove it. After that, she gets dressed, collects all the money, and leaves the cabin, ready to start her life on her own terms. And with that, the companion movie comes to an end. So, friends, this was the detailed explanation of the companion movie. The story might seem simple on the surface, but there are some deep and hidden meanings packed into it. First of all, the film explores the theme of toxic relationships, specifically how one partner can try to control and dominate the other, just like Joss did to Iris. Although the movie shows this from a male-to-female perspective, the reality is that both men and women can be controlling in relationships. In the movie, Joss treats Iris like nothing more than a toy, even though she was much more than that. She was learning, growing, and becoming self-aware. And in the end, Iris finally breaks free, takes back her control, and starts living for herself. There's also a hidden social message in the scene where Joss reduces Iris's intelligence level. It represents how some people can't tolerate a partner being smarter or more independent than them, especially in relationships where control and ego come into play. When Iris confronts Joss about his flaws, he gets so insecure that he reduces her IQ to 0, which speaks volumes about his character. If you haven't seen the movie yet, I definitely recommend giving it a watch. And that's it for today's explanation. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and share the video. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. We bring more such movie breakdowns regularly.